Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Leonard with Indie Band Coach, and I hope that you are having a good afternoon or evening, depending on where you are at. I just wanted to pop on here and talk a little bit about something that is, basically affecting a lot of musicians and bands and creatives who are, who've recently taken to Facebook or taken their art and their creativity and their music online. And, maybe you've had a stream that has been taken down, or, better yet, maybe you've had something that you've posted on Facebook or, one of the other social platforms that's been muted, and just kind of struggling to figure out what the rules are. And, I'm in the process of, writing an ebook or a resource guide, basically talking about live streaming for musicians. And it has been pretty difficult to try and find like definitive answers on things. But that's the exciting news, is because we do have some answers that I want to share. But before we get to that, real quick, if you're tuning in, please just, if you're watching live, give me a hashtag live in the comments and let me know where you're tuning in from. If you happen to be watching this on replay, give me a hashtag replay and let me know where you're tuning in from. I would love to connect and say hello and just find out what questions you have. So, yes, if you are a musician or a band or someone who has posted anything or tried to share a concert online recently in the last couple of months, let me know in the comments if you streamed and if you've had any difficulties or anything with that. But we do have some information from Facebook that I wanted to share with you, and I'll actually bring this on screen. And yeah, it's came out today, the 20th. Yeah, I think it came out today. But it's updates and guidelines for including music and video. So first of all, real quick, just to separate what the definition of music and video are, you are more likely, and this is just overall information that we kind of already knew, but you're more likely to have an error or get something taken down, or if you're on YouTube, for example, have a content ID strike or something of that nature. You're more likely to get into trouble if you are actually playing recorded music, or if you're including recorded tracks or something in your live stream. So there's recorded music, but then there's also live music, which a lot of people, a lot of musicians have been doing lately. So there is that separation, and this announcement does go into a little bit more of that, just talking about what the differences are. So, what I want to do real quick is just kind of talk about, and this is literally off of the Instagram blog and applies to all of Facebook and Instagram, but just talks about how obviously things have changed and there are a lot of people that are coming online. Hey, what's up, Jenna? A lot of people coming online, a lot of people doing music, and a lot of people bringing their gigs as a way of making income, and still connecting with fans and things. So it is very important to a lot of people, especially with the state of our venues and the uncertainty of whether or not we're going to be able to get back to the stages, and if so, in what capacity and things like that. So the announcement has, you know, basically reflected that period of time that we are in now. And so, yeah, so basically, live music brings us together, obviously in real time. And is it ever going to replace being at a gig and being able to, high five people in front of the stage, or go up and hug someone after a show? No, it's never going to fully replace that. But if we don't know how long it's going to be before we're able to get there, live streaming is going to be one of the ways that we can emulate that the best. So the clarification of the guidelines, and I will actually make this full screen because for the most part it's good news. But the clarification of the guidelines is they want to encourage, obviously, musical expression, and they've worked with their partners, with the rights holders, and brought all of the musician and music business community together, and were able to come up with some definitive guidelines. And I've never seen it spelled out more clearly than it is now. Obviously, there's still going to be, potentially some loopholes, some things that may or may not go exactly how we want. Some stuff still may get muted. We don't know. But in terms of the announcement today, working with the partners and talking about recorded music being included in live broadcasts, and talking about licensing agreements. They said basically that they can't say what the licensing agreements specifically are, but they can actually go through and say that there are no limits on things like music and your Instagram stories. So you can do recorded music, you can do live music, whatever it is. Or, and here's the big one, traditional musical performances. And they give the example of filming a live artist or band performing. So even just last week, I was able to peek into one of the live streams that was on a page that I'm an admin of, and I saw a couple of notifications that this stream has been, or this portion of the stream has been muted. But I think that there were tracks involved in there. But just when it comes to how we're actually going to be able to perform as musicians, looking at this announcement, it seems as though Facebook has made agreements, has potentially done what typically what we call a blanket license for being able to perform live music. Live music, okay? Now, I know I've got a lot of DJ friends. I've got a lot of people that perform to tracks and do karaoke shows and things like that. So let's move down to the next section. So it says the greater the number of full-length recorded tracks in a video, the more likely it may be limited. And they talk about limited down there. But for that reason, shorter clips of music are recommended. So I don't know what that's going to mean for my DJ friends and my karaoke friends and those of us that perform to tracks or things like that. But they're recommending shorter clips, and basically they're saying, they don't want you to just to play full songs, recorded songs of other people's music. Might not be as good as news for everybody, but that is one of the stipulations. And also that there has to be a visual component. It has to be a recorded video. So it has to be something that is not just, you rebroadcasting someone else's, music. So that's what that is clarifying there. So, and I am on standby for that call. So the guidelines are applicable across all of the platforms, and then also people who have access to, there's a custom music library that you can have access to that you can put music in your videos. And then they also stipulate talking about the in product video notifications that they really just want to make the notifications clear and also make sure that the interruptions are detected and things like that. So there are a lot of specific things that you want to be sure that you're thinking about when it comes to the recorded music, but then looking to the future, obviously they're looking at more improvements and they're going to continue to work with the music partners and things like that. So just to recap, maybe not the best news for my karaoke and my DJ friends just yet, because they are saying that they want you to limit those to shorter clips. But again, it doesn't say specifically if it's going to be taken down or muted or how that's going to work. But when it comes to those that are performing live music and recording live music performances, it appears that they have signed or solidified the blanket licenses and things like that. So I just wanted to give you that update about live streaming for musicians and just wanted you to be aware of that. And if you've got comments or questions, please drop them in the comments below this video. And yeah, this will be an ongoing discussion and we'll continue to talk about it. So that is all for now. I hope you are all doing well. Again, drop a hashtag live or hashtag replay in the comments and let me know where you're tuning in from. And yeah, we will keep you up to date and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.